Pretend like I'm holding an American flag. Anyway. Pretend like I'm holding an American flag. Pretend like I'm, like, old, and pretend like my name is Edith Beals. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to, oh wait, hang on. No, this ain't gonna fly. She can do it, but I got hair underneath here. Well, she probably had hair. I don't know. Wait, what am I doing here? Wait, come here. Wait. Okay, there we go. Alright. Hair's a mess, but what are you gonna do? Anyway, it's Criterion time! It's Criterion time. Finally, number 123. Nate Jackson here, Criterion Collection Review Guy. Grey Gardens. This is the 2006 pressing I happened to get. And, yeah. What can you say? It's Grey Gardens. 1976. The Maisels. The Maisels is back with another one. Yet another jam for the Criterion groove. And, yeah, I don't know what to say about this one. This one's a trip. Is 1976, 94 minutes color. Blah, blah, blah. So it's about these two, this mother and this daughter, Edith Beals, the Bealses, who live in this mansion. Who I guess are related to Jackie O, John F. Kennedy's wife, and they lived in this mansion that has like really run down and tore up, and like the cops have been raiding their place because they, there are a lot of safety violations and health violations and all that, and so I guess Jackie O had sent like people to clean it up for them, and so they live there. They just kind of live there away from the rest of the world. They live in their own little like bubble. I don't think there's Big Edith. I mean, Big Edna. Was it Big Edie? Big Edie, who's the mother, and then Little Edie, who's the daughter. And they live together, and it's just basically just like Salesman. It's just the direct cinema style that Maisels call it, where it's just basically them, just filming these people living, I mean, you want to talk about reality TV, reality TV ain't got nothing on this. This is the real deal, more or less. They didn't, because I think with this one, they had to interact a lot more. I think probably because it was much more intimate. It was a much more intimate documentary than Salesman. Salesman, the four of them, and they had to interact with different people, so there wasn't a lot. They didn't have to, prod on things, or they didn't ask them a lot of things. They didn't have to pry for answers or anything like that. So, they were they just left them to their own devices. But with this one, with pretty much only two women, starring in the whole thing, they have to interact, and especially Little Edie. Little Edie is a camera hog. She loves being on camera, and she loves like talking to them, and she tells them a lot of secrets about her, like her mother, like how she can't stand living with her, and there's a lot of fighting in the movie, and that was just really uncomfortable to watch. When you see Big Edie sing T for Two, it's really weird. It's almost as weird as hearing the orchestral version of Yesterday in Salesman. It's very, very bizarre and out there, and it defines the movie so beautifully. It's one of the more trippier moments of music in a Criterion film. So yeah, it's basically these two, Big Edie is like this, old lady is really hard to walk, so most of the scenes are shot in her bedroom, and she basically just argues with Little Edie. Little Edie just kind of, because she can walk around, she keeps doing like her old routines for the camera as if she's gonna like it's gonna make her a big star or something like that. She does this, thing with the flag, and she wears like really short little sundresses like on the back here, and yeah, she wears a sun cap. Yeah, she wears a little cap the whole time. You never see the top of her head or her hair or anything like that, if she has any. So yeah, it's an interesting movie. It's a kind of sad, very sad actually. It's very dark. It's pretty dark. And yeah, I don't know what to make of this one. It's another male's joint. I don't think I liked it as much as Salesman. Salesman, it felt like you got something out of, it. You saw like a progression. You saw like, them from like, especially at least with Paul, Paul, at the beginning he didn't feel so down about it, but at the end you could tell it's like, oh my god, he's probably going to kill himself sometime soon and all that. Now with this, it's basically just like just a little snapshot in time, and they basically, it's like they just probably kept living. Well, I know that Big Edie died, I think a year after the movie was made or released, so they didn't live together for too much longer, but they probably just kept living, the same way, regardless of whether or not there were movies or there were, cameras in their house. So yeah, there's something I just really liked about the broadness of Salesman versus the close, quarters of Grey Gardens. And it's just kind of hurtful. It's just kind of like the hatefulness that little Edie has toward her mother was just kind of, I don't know, it's a little off-putting. She's kind of off-putting as a person, but maybe that's what the males wanted. The males, however you pronounce their names. So yeah, I think I gave Salesman a B. I'm gonna give it a B minus. Grey Gardens is a B minus. A lot of people love this movie, and I know it's a favorite for a lot of people. But I'm not like most people. I went into this knowing that I would more or less disagree with a lot of people with their opinions on these movies. And so, and this is probably one of them. I know this is a favorite, but I wouldn't mind seeing it again because it's interesting. I think I definitely dig Maisel's style. I can definitely get into their style when they're not filming, black men being stabbed by the Hells Angels. Number 99. Yeah, so like with Salesman, I wouldn't mind seeing it again. I don't know if I'd own it, but it's definitely an interesting look. But not as interesting for me personally as Salesman. I think Salesman I liked because it was in black and white. I don't know, there's something very eerie about it, and it's at the edge of the 60s, and there's something I really love about that time period. Whereas this is just, I think almost 8 years after Salesman. So yeah, it's just in the 1976. So yeah, it's a little weirder time. I just didn't latch onto it as much as I did with Salesman. So yeah, B minus. I'll leave it at that. It's pretty good. Wouldn't mind seeing it again, but it's not the greatest film. Supplements. There's a 40-minute excerpt from a interview with little Edie done shortly after the movie was done by Katharine G. Graham for Interview Magazine. She just interviews her about a bunch of topics, and she keeps saying, I love the Maisels! I love the Maisels! I think they're fantabulous. Well, she didn't say that. I say fantabulous, but whatever. There's video interviews with fashion designers Todd Oldman and John Bartlett on the continuing influence of Grey Gardens, so there's a lot of, and a bunch of billions of photographs and filmographies and trailers, which, just like Salesman, the trailer is just really eerie and creepy and doesn't really give you a lot. And maybe that's how it should be. So, Grey Gardens, B minus. Yeah. So, that's it from me before Christmas. I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. I hope you get plenty of Criterion in your stocking. I believe if you're still doing some last minute shopping, I believe Best Buy is having a sale on all their Criterion DVDs. I just got Thief for my dad because he likes that movie. And I think Barnes & Noble is having a 40% off sale right now. At least I got it 40% off. So yeah, nailed that. Don't tell him, I got this. Don't let him see this until after Christmas. Not make him watch this. Anyway, but yeah. So that's another nail in the coffin. Another notch down. It's for him, but of course, when the time comes, I'll be able to check it out. And of course, maybe he'll do the review with me. Maybe if I prod him enough, he'll do beef with me in 6 years or 5 years if he's still with me. Anyway, so there's that. Coming up next week, the Carl Theodor Dreyer box set. Day of Wrath, Ordet Gerund, and Carl Theodor Dreyer, My Miter. And and then after that, Latru. We'll do Latru probably the first Sunday of the year, 2015. And then after that, we'll do, I forget the shop on something street, Beagle Street or something, and Closely Watch Trains, which those I can get. But Latru, like I said, hopefully I can get the review, hopefully I can get the DVD, hopefully there aren't a lot of supplements with the DVD, and then it'll just be the movie, and I can just rent it from YouTube and then call it a night. So, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. Don't argue with your mother, even if she's hard to get along with. Don't be a deep prima donna. Why am I doing this again? Anyway, and don't wear sun caps. I don't know. I don't know what to. There aren't a lot of good morals with this one, so yeah. Don't be stuck up. I don't know. Get out and live. Don't stay in your house and let delivery boys give you things. I'm assuming that one guy in the movie was a delivery boy. You see a couple times, that young kid. I don't know. I couldn't catch him. I didn't know what his part was. But anyway, we'll see you tomorrow we'll see you next week for the Carl Theodor Dreyer's Appaloosa. And until then, happy holidays, everyone. Goodbye.